Chosen one, listen carefully, this message you about to hear. Stay where you are, do not rush. Do not explain yourself. Do not chase clarity outside of you. What is unfolding now was set in motion long before you became aware of it. You are being asked to remain still because movement would interfere with alignment. There are moments when silence is not weakness but strategy. This is one of them. Stillness is how the unseen coordinates your next elevation. If you feel the urge to pause, it is not fear. You are not stuck. You are positioned. And positioning always happens right before arrival. Stay put because something is drawing closer to you now. The feeling you could not explain, you sensed it before words could form. A tightening in the chest. A calm mixed with urgency. As if time itself leaned in to whisper something important. This is not anxiety. This is recognition. Your spirit is responding to movement in the unseen. Something that knows your name is approaching. You may feel watched, noticed, or suddenly remembered. That is not imagination. Awakening sharpens perception. And perception alerts you before manifestation appears. Who the chosen one really is. A chosen one is not chosen for comfort. They are chosen for responsibility. They see what others overlook. They feel what others suppress. You were never meant to blend in. Your difference was not an accident. It was a marker, a signal placed on you long before this lifetime. That is why your path felt heavier. That is why isolation followed you. Pressure refines those who are meant to carry weight. And you were built to carry more than most. Why your awakening was painful. Awakening does not arrive gently. It breaks illusions first. It removes false safety. It separates you from what no longer serves truth. You lost people, certainty, and comfort. Not because you failed, but because clarity demands sacrifice. And sacrifice prepares authority. Those who awaken must first endure confusion. It is the cost of vision. You cannot see clearly without first losing what blinded you. That loss was necessary. The signs you were marked. You questioned reality early. You felt older than your years. You carried wisdom you never studied. You felt called without knowing where. Crowds drained you. Silence restored you. Truth pulled at you even when it hurt. These were not traits. They were confirmations. Evidence of assignment. Signals that your soul remembered something your mind was still learning. You were never ordinary. Why they tried to silence you. Society resists what it cannot control. And truth disrupts systems built on distraction. Your voice carried weight even before you spoke. That made others uncomfortable. So they labeled you difficult. Too intense. Too quiet. Too different. It was never about fixing you. It was about mooting you. Because awakened individuals remind others of what they abandoned. And that reflection is threatening. Stay put. This is strategic right now. Action is not required. Alignment is. You are being calibrated for reception. Movement would delay what is already en route. What is coming needs to find you exactly where you are. Not ahead. Not behind. Not chasing something else. Trust the pause. Trust the timing. This stillness is not empty. It is full of preparation. They are making their way to you. This is not metaphorical. Connections are shifting. Decisions are being made without your involvement. Paths are redirecting toward you. You may notice sudden messages, unexpected invitations, unplanned encounters. These are not coincidences. When alignment is complete, arrival is inevitable. What is meant for you recognizes your frequency, and it is adjusting its route now. Why you did not have to chase chosen ones are not meant to pursue destiny. Destiny pursues them. That is why forcing never worked for you. That is why shortcuts failed. You were designed to attract, not hunt. To receive, not beg. To stand, not scramble. Everything you tried to rush resisted you. Now you understand why. What comes next must meet you in stillness. Because authority does not chase. It is approached. This is the turning point. You are standing at a threshold. Behind you is confusion. Ahead of you is confirmation. And this moment decides how smoothly it unfolds. Stay grounded. Stay aware. Stay disciplined in thought and action. Your posture matters now. The awakened are tested before reward. Not to break them, but to ensure they are ready to hold what arrives. You are ready. If this message resonated, it is because it was meant to find you now. Honor what you are becoming. Do not shrink. Do not doubt the pause. You are not forgotten. You are being approached. Stay put and remain aligned. Your moment is closer than it appears. If you feel seen, acknowledged, and awakened by this message, support the mission. Like this video to affirm your journey. Comment to anchor your awareness. Subscribe to return to awakening and walk this path with those who understand. What you are experiencing right now, you may feel unusually calm after chaos, or restless in moments of silence, as if something inside you knows a chapter is closing. This inner shift is not random. Your spirit is adjusting to a higher demand. Old reactions no longer fit. Old desires feel empty. This is what preparation feels like before elevation. When the soul upgrades, comfort disappears first. That discomfort is not punishment. It is proof that growth has already begun. You are ahead, even if it does not look like it. The weight you have been carrying. You carried others when no one carried you. You listened when no one listened to you. You stood firm while everything around you collapsed. That weight shaped you. Chosen ones are forged under pressure. Ease does not produce authority. Struggle sharpens discernment. And discernment is power in disguise. You wondered why help never arrived on time. Why answers came late. Why support felt absent. It was because you were being trained to stand alone first. Why isolation was necessary. Separation is part of assignment. Noise clouds clarity. Attachment delays purpose. Isolation teaches you to hear beyond voices. In solitude, you met your true self. Not the mask. Not the role. The essence. That is why you no longer fear being alone. You learn that solitude is not emptiness. It is alignment. And alignment attracts what belongs to you. The shift others can feel, but not name. People sense something different about you now. They cannot explain it, but they react to it. Some are drawn closer. Others pull away without reason. This is natural. Your frequency changed. And not everyone can stand near truth without discomfort. You do not need to convince anyone anymore. Your presence speaks now. Your silence carries weight. That is authority settling in. What is being removed from your life? Certain doors closed suddenly. Without warning. Without explanation. That was protection. Some paths would have drained you. Some connections would have delayed you. Some opportunities looked good but lacked truth. Removal is often mercy disguised as loss. What leaves now cannot follow you where you are going. This is not subtraction. It is refinement. Only what aligns will remain. The test of patience. This phase tests restraint, not strength. Anyone can act. Few can wait without losing faith. Waiting while aware is difficult, because you see what others do not. You sense movement before results appear. That awareness demands discipline. Patience is not passive. It is controlled readiness. And those who master it receive more than they imagined. You are being trusted with timing. Why doubt KEEPS, trying to return doubt visits before confirmation? It is the final resistance. The last attempt to pull you back into old thinking. Do not mistake it for intuition. Intuition is calm. Doubt is noisy. One guides. The other distracts. You are not regressing. You are transitioning. And transitions always feel unstable before clarity locks in. Stay aware. The quiet realignment, something subtle is happening beneath the surface. Not loud. Not dramatic. But precise. Your priorities are rearranging themselves. What once mattered feels distant. What once distracted you feels irrelevant. This is internal order being restored. When alignment happens quietly, it lasts longer. There is no chaos now. Only calibration. And calibration precedes impact. Why old temptations no longer work? You noticed it did not hit the same. The habits, the escapes, the patterns you once used to cope. They lost their grip. Not because you forced discipline, but because your spirit outgrew them. Growth naturally rejects what limits it. This is how you know you have changed. When what once controlled you can no longer reach you. That is not willpower. That is elevation. The increase in discernment, you see through words now. You hear what is not said. You feel intentions before actions. This awareness is sharpening. Chosen ones develop discernment as protection. Not to judge, but to navigate. Because greater purpose requires clearer vision. That is why you step back more often. Why you observe before engaging. Why your circle became smaller. Clarity always reduces noise. Why everything feels delayed. Timing is being synchronized. Not denied. There are multiple pieces moving at once, and each must arrive in order. If it happened too soon, it would collapse. If it arrived incomplete, it would burden you. Delays protect the outcome. They are not indicators of rejection. What is meant for you is being assembled. Not imagined. Not hoped for. Constructed with precision. The pressure before visibility, before impact, comes compression. Before recognition comes refinement. Before doors open, posture is tested. You are in that phase now. Pressure exposes weaknesses, but it also builds endurance. And endurance is required for sustainability. You are being strengthened quietly. Visibility without grounding destroys people. That is why you were hidden. That is why growth happened in silence. You are being prepared to remain standing. The inner voice, GTTING louder, you trust yourself more now. Not arrogantly, but instinctively. Your decisions come faster. You no longer ask everyone for validation. You check within first. That inner voice grew stronger through experience. It earned your trust. This is not ego. This is alignment. When inner guidance becomes clear, confusion fades. You are being led accurately. What you no longer need to prove, you are done explaining your journey. Done justifying your pace. Done convincing others of your depth. That chapter is closed. Those meant to understand you will. Those who do not are not required. Your purpose does not need approval. It needs presence. You are learning to stand without explanation. That is authority. That is confidence rooted in truth. And truth does not argue. The sense of being observed, you may feel noticed without being seen, as if attention is forming around you quietly. This is not paranoia. It is awareness expanding. When alignment strengthens, presence becomes felt. Energy responds to clarity. Your consistency is creating a signal, and signals draw response. Nothing is spying on you. Everything is responding to you. Cause always precedes contact, and your cause is active now. Why rest feels different now? Rest no longer feels like escape. It feels intentional. Even stillness carries purpose. Your nervous system is recalibrating. You are learning how to hold peace. Not chase it, not earn it, but sustain it. This is important. What is coming requires stability, not urgency, not overreaction. The change in how you respond, what once triggered you now passes. What once demanded reaction now dissolves. This is not numbness. This is mastery. You are choosing response over impulse. That choice creates authority. Authority creates trust. And trust attracts responsibility. This is growth you cannot fake. It shows in restraint, in silence, in measured movement. The end of seeking external signs. You used to look outward for confirmation. Numbers, words, events. Now recognition comes from within. You know when something aligns. You know when something is off. That certainty is earned. External signs were training wheels. Internal knowing is control. You are no longer guessing. You are recognizing. Why your environment feels, smaller spaces feel tighter. Conversations feel repetitive. Routines feel limiting. This is not dissatisfaction. It is readiness for expansion. When capacity grows, containers shrink. You are outgrowing current surroundings. That awareness is uncomfortable but necessary. Expansion always begins internally. Physical change follows mental readiness. Do not force relocation. Allow alignment to lead it. The invisible hand, GYDING, EVENTS, some outcomes worked in your favor without effort. Some problems resolved themselves. Some obstacles moved aside. This is coordination. Not luck. Not coincidence. Order responding to alignment. When intention is clean, assistance appears quietly. You do not need to announce it. You only need to remain consistent. Why this phase? REQUIRES discipline freedom. Without discipline becomes distraction. You are being taught containment. Focus over excitement. Depth over speed. Discipline protects momentum. It ensures sustainability. What is approaching is not temporary. It must be maintained. This is why routine matters now. Why habits are being examined. Why excess is being reduced. You are being prepared to hold more. The moment you stopped CHASING, there was a shift when you released the need to pursue. Not because you gave up, but because you understood timing. Chasing drained what alignment restores. When you stepped back, things began to move. Not instantly, but accurately. That pause corrected your trajectory. What is meant for you responds to readiness, not desperation. You reached that understanding quietly. And that is when direction stabilized. This is mature awareness. The new standard you operate from. You no longer accept what disturbs your peace. Not dramatically, not angrily, but decisively. Your boundaries became firm without explanation. That firmness is not defense. It is clarity. And clarity simplifies choices. You are no longer negotiating your worth. You are protecting your focus. That shift changes everything. It signals self-respect at a higher level. Why your intuition, INTRRUPTS, more often you pause before agreeing now. You hesitate before committing. That interruption is guidance, not fear. Your intuition is refining outcomes, preventing misalignment, reducing unnecessary detours, saving energy for what matters. Chosen ones learn to listen before life forces lessons. You reach that phase. Correction now comes internally, not through collapse. The distance from old identities, you no longer relate to who you were. The struggles, the labels, the survival mode. That version served its purpose. It carried you through preparation, but it cannot accompany you forward. Growth requires release. You are not betraying your past. You are honoring it by moving beyond it. Identity evolves with awareness, and yours is evolving rapidly. Why your words carry more weight, people listen differently now. Even when you say little, there is intention behind your speech. And intention creates gravity. You no longer speak to be heard. You speak when it matters. That restraint sharpens impact. Silence trained your voice. Authority is not volume. It is accuracy. And your words are becoming precise. That precision is noticed. The preparation you did not realize you were doing. Every setback taught structure. Every delay taught patience. Every loss taught discernment. Nothing was wasted. Even confusion had purpose. It forced self-reliance. It strengthened inner navigation. It prepared leadership. You were being trained while you thought you were surviving. That realization changes perspective. The past reframes itself, and meaning replaces regret. The stability forming within you, you are not easily shaken now. Emotion still moves through you, but it does not control direction. That balance is earned. Stability is required before expansion. Without it, growth collapses. You are becoming grounded enough to rise. That is rare. This is not numbness. It is composure. And composure sustains momentum. You are building something durable. The strange confidence you did not force. You did not wake up and decide to be confident. It settled into you naturally, quietly, without announcement. This confidence is not loud. It does not need to prove itself. It simply knows. And knowing changes posture. You stand differently now. Not physically, energetically. That shift is visible even when you say nothing. Why chaos around you increased as you stabilized. Disorder surfaced around you. This is not coincidence. Contrast reveals clarity. Light exposes imbalance. Some people became unpredictable. Some situations intensified. Not to overwhelm you, but to show you what no longer aligns. Chaos often appears when transition is near. It is the last attempt to distract focus. You are meant to observe it, not absorb it. The detachment that surprised you, you care deeply. But you are no longer entangled. That balance is new and necessary. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means wisdom. You learned where responsibility ends and where self-preservation begins. This detachment protects momentum. It keeps emotion from steering direction. You are learning to feel without losing clarity. That is mastery. Why you no longer argue your truth. You noticed you stopped debating, stopped convincing, stopped correcting everyone. Not out of defeat, but because truth does not require defense. It stands on its own. Those ready will recognize it. Those who are not will resist it. Your energy is no longer wasted on resistance. It is reserved for alignment. That conservation increases strength, and strength attracts responsibility. The subtle shift in time perception time feels different now. Moments stretch or compress. You are more present, less rushed. This awareness allows precision. You move when necessary. You wait when required. Timing becomes instinctive. When awareness sharpens, time becomes a tool, not a pressure. You are learning to work with it, not against it. Why certain doors feel close, but not closed. Some opportunities feel just out of reach. Not denied, not gone, just pending. This is intentional. You are being positioned correctly. Approach angle matters. So does readiness. If accessed too early, they would not hold. If entered unprepared, they would collapse. Delay ensures durability. And durability matters now. The energy you are attracting changed. Different people notice you now. Different conversations find you. Different challenges present themselves. This is not random. Your internal shift altered your signal. And signals determine response. You are attracting what matches your growth, not what reflects your past. This may feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable, but it is accurate. And accuracy leads to fulfillment. The moments of sudden clarity. You experience flashes of understanding. Not gradual, instant, as if pieces lock into place without effort. These moments are integration. Knowledge you already carried rising to the surface. Nothing new is being added. What was dormant is activating. Clarity does not always arrive through thinking. Sometimes it arrives through alignment. You are aligning faster now. That is why insight feels immediate. Why certain people reappear, some individuals return unexpectedly. Messages from the past resurface. Old connections circle back. This is not nostalgia. It is review. Not everyone returns to stay. Some return to be understood differently. Others return to be released completely. Your response now will differ from before. That difference confirms growth. Cycles close when awareness changes. You are closing them cleanly. The increase in responsibility you feel accountable in a new way. For your actions, for your energy, for your words. This responsibility is not burden. It is recognition of influence. Awakened individuals affect environments, whether they intend to or not. With awareness comes stewardship. You are learning to move carefully, intentionally, because impact follows you now. Why your desires changed. What you want is simpler, but deeper, less flashy, more meaningful. You are no longer attracted to surface rewards. You seek substance, integrity, longevity. Desire refinement is a sign of maturation. You are no longer motivated by lack. You are guided by alignment. That shift stabilizes direction. The sense of being called for more. There is a pull you cannot ignore. Not toward noise, but toward purpose. It feels inevitable. This calling is not urgent. It is constant. It does not shout. It waits patiently. You are not being rushed. You are being summoned. And summons arrive when readiness is confirmed. You are close. Why silence feels necessary. You speak less. Not because you have nothing to say, but because words feel sacred now. You choose them carefully. Silence preserves clarity. It protects momentum. It sharpens perception. You are learning when to speak and when to observe. This discipline is not withdrawal. It is refinement. And refinement prepares leadership. You are entering that phase. The feeling that something is about to shift, you sense it in still moments. In breath, in pauses, in the space between thoughts. There is anticipation without anxiety, expectation without desperation. That balance is rare and intentional. You are standing at the edge of movement, not pushing, not resisting, simply ready. The calm before confirmation. There is a quiet settling happening within you. Not boredom, not stagnation, but composure. This calm is not the absence of movement. It is trust in direction. You no longer need constant reassurance. You feel anchored without explanation. When calm appears after long turbulence, it signals readiness. The storm taught you balance. Now balance prepares you for clarity. Confirmation always follows this phase. Why your dreams feel different. Your dreams are vivid, symbolic, sometimes unsettling, sometimes deeply reassuring. They are not random images. They are your subconscious aligning with awareness, processing what the mind cannot yet articulate, preparing you emotionally before reality shifts. Dreams speak when silence is necessary. They reveal without overwhelming. Pay attention without forcing meaning. Understanding will arrive naturally. The pull toward simplicity. You crave fewer distractions, less noise, cleaner environments, simpler routines. This is not withdrawal from life. It is respect for energy. You are learning what drains and what sustains. Simplicity protects focus. Complexity is often ego-driven. Clarity prefers simplicity. You are choosing clarity now. That choice sharpens purpose. Why you feel protective of your energy. You guard your time more carefully. You limit access without guilt. You say no without explanation. This is not selfishness. It is discernment. Energy is currency at this stage. Where you spend it determines outcomes. You are investing wisely now. Protection is not fear. It is respect for assignment. You are learning what deserves your presence and what does not. The subtle shift in how others treat you. Some show unexpected respect. Others show quiet resistance. Both are responses to change. Your presence recalibrated dynamics. You no longer fit old roles. And that unsettles those attached to versions of you that no longer exist. Do not correct them. Let adjustment happen naturally. Authority does not announce itself. It is recognized. You are being recognized differently now. Even in silence. Why you feel ready but not rushed. There is preparedness without urgency. Confidence without impatience. Awareness without anxiety. This balance is intentional. Rushing would distort precision. Waiting refines execution. You understand this instinctively now. That understanding is earned. Readiness does not mean immediate action. It means stability under anticipation. You are holding that stability well. That is why what comes next will hold. The shift from seeking to allowing. You are no longer searching for answers aggressively. You are allowing them to surface. This is not passivity. It is trust matured through experience. Seeking was necessary in the beginning. It trained your awareness. Allowing is necessary now. It permits accuracy without force. When effort relaxes, alignment tightens. You are learning to let things meet you. That transition marks readiness. You are operating from a higher understanding. Why your body is responding differently. Your body reacts before your mind does now. Tension signals misalignment. Ease signals truth. You are listening to physical feedback. The body does not lie. It registers truth instantly. You are learning to respect those signals. They protect you from subtle misdirection. This awareness creates coherence. Mind, body, and intention begin to agree. That agreement strengthens direction. You are becoming integrated. The reduction of inner conflict, you argue less with yourself. Decisions feel cleaner. Doubt dissolves faster. Inner noise quieted. Conflict once served growth. It forced evaluation. Now clarity serves movement. You no longer need internal battles to learn. Peace is not stagnation. It is alignment without resistance. That peace supports sustainable momentum. You are moving with less friction. Why certain QSTINess stopped mattering, you no longer obsess over how or when. Those questions lost urgency. You trust process more than prediction. That trust releases mental strain. Some answers arrive only after movement. Others arrive only after stillness. You learn when to wait and when to act. That discernment is rare. Curiosity remains, but anxiety does not. That separation is significant. It marks emotional maturity. The change in how failure feels, setbacks no longer define you. They inform you. You extract meaning instead of identity. That shift preserves confidence. Failure used to feel personal. Now it feels instructional. Lessons arrive without self-condemnation. You recover faster. This resilience is not accidental. It was built through repetition. You are harder to destabilize now. That stability attracts larger assignments. Why you trust the unknown more, uncertainty no longer frightens you. It intrigues you. You understand that control limits growth. Trust expands possibility. The unknown holds potential, not threat. You learned this through survival. Now you apply it intentionally. Trust does not remove caution. It removes panic. You move thoughtfully without fear. That balance keeps you grounded. If this message spoke directly to your soul, do not ignore it. This is your confirmation to stand firm in who you are becoming. Honor your awakening, protect your alignment, stay ready without rushing. Show your commitment by liking this video so the message reaches those who need it. Comment to declare that you are staying grounded and aware in this season. Subscribe to return to awakening and walk this path with others who are chosen, conscious, and prepared for what is coming next.